This week on The Wise Guys.
And he was doing well. Lots of times, these athletes, they tend to lose their personality or their purpose after basketball's over. It's almost as if like they're learning how to crawl again. Like, what do I do? Like they go into shock. It's like a midlife crisis. The man had his own technology firm, and he was creating books for kids. He was doing great things, and it hurt me when his life was unfortunately ended abruptly, because I was like, man, this guy didn't even get a chance to devote the second half of life to his family, man.
Yeah.
So what is it all worth in the end?
Right. I'm sure while he was doing it, in his mind, he was doing it for his family.
Right.
In turn to have... Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Mark Pruden, and you're now tuning in to the Wise Guys podcast, brought to you by Flowered Concrete.
Yo, what's going on? This is your boy, Kevin Anglad.
And this is Mark Pruden.
And we are the Wise Guys podcast. Mark, how you doing today, brother?
Doing well. Just appreciating life, man.
Yeah, man. At this point, it's episode 45, which we'll get into it in a second. But it's cold. It's the winter.
Yes.
It's the harsh, bitter season, man.
Exactly.
It's the harsh, bitter season. I don't think I've told you this, but throughout this entire year, I've been fasting with the change of the seasons.
Oh, really?
It's just something new I've been trying. I don't really like taking like laxatives and stuff like that, because they usually say you take laxatives at the beginning of the year, or some kind of herb to kind of like cleanse your body up. Because believe it or not, there's a lot of stuff that we eat and we consume that gets stuck in our body that never actually it gets excoriated through excretion. Believe it or not.
Right.
So they say one of the best ways to do it is to actually like fast, and then after a while of not eating or anything, your body goes into ketosis, and it literally harbors onto all the energy that your body has. Like, oh my gosh, what's going on? We're not eating. All right, I need to hold on to everything in your muscles to kind of just like keep the nutrients going until we eat again.
Right.
It's kind of like this kind of shut down your body goes into for self-preservation to keep you alive.
Right.
I'm not going that far, my brother.
How long do you fast?
I'm glad you asked. In March, with the coming in of spring, I fasted for 2 days.
No food or water?
Water.
Water.
No food. No solid food for 2 days. First time I've ever done it in my life. Didn't think I could do it, but I actually did it. I fasted again in June with the incoming of summer. I did that for 3 days. In September, I did a fall fast, and I fasted for 4 days. That was the hardest one. This time around, man, being December, a couple of weeks out from, the holidays and whatnot, just before the new year of 2021, I'm doing it for 5 days.
Wow, man.
I
got to do that with you, man.
Yeah, man.
Days, I could start with a 2-day fast.
Yeah, start light, start light. I honestly did my 2-day fast because I realized 2 weeks prior to me doing my actual fast, I went one full day, 24 hours without eating. And then when I ate the following day, I binged on IHOP, just went crazy. And then I went a whole nother 24 hours without eating 2-3 days afterwards. And I was like, I think this is a sign saying it's time for me to do this.
You don't feel dizzy at all?
No, as long as you have like your water and you have something else that might be solid, it can help. So I know a lot of people have been doing this for years. They probably do it with just like water, but I wouldn't advise that for people like you and I just starting out.
Right.
So what I did, water, the naked drink, like some kind of strawberry fruit smoothie.
Okay, smoothies are good.
Yeah. And then also
I could do that.
Orange juice, like in the morning. So my breakfast would be like an orange juice.
Right.
Take a jug to work, drink that orange juice. Afternoon, just drink my water throughout the day. And then in the evening, my dinner is my smoothie. Make that a thing for like about 4 or 5 days.
Okay, I think I could rock with that.
Absolutely. And another thing that helps too, as you know, I'm very spiritual. I pray. So like every single meal, whether it's breakfast, lunch, dinner, the times I would normally eat, I'm just praying to God and just saying, God, help me to get through this fast, and let you know that I'm doing this to cleanse my body and also to connect to you, and just continue to work with me.
Yeah, I like that, man.
Yeah,
we
man.
definitely gotta do that together.
Yeah,
I don't know if I'm gonna do it alone, man.
No, we'll talk about it. We'll set it up. But this time coming, the 5-day fast is gonna be hard. I already know it, man. It's gonna be a nightmare for it. But whenever you like, let's say even next year when I do a 3-4 day fast, you could just do a day. Like I will start together at the same time and then just do one day. But I'm telling you, after this one, I already told my friend this at work. Moving forward, I'm going to continue doing it every year, but I'm only going to do it twice a year. Not
Okay.
Yeah, but I just wanted to kind of like break into it in a very impactful way, which is why I wanted to do it like 3-4 times, you know?
Cool. I just put that in my reminders, actually, man.
Yeah, we'll set it up.
Fast, for sure.
We'll set it up. We'll
Let's
talk
do
about
that.
it for sure.
Awesome.
Yeah. So, but yeah, man, that's just pretty much what I've been doing this month. Just gearing up for it, and my body kind of like knows too. Like, okay, we're getting ready to do this again. So when that happens, I usually start eating less leading up to the fast. You know.
And you feel better after the fast?
Oh man, I feel amazing.
Really?
Yeah. The only thing is though, when you do like fast, whatever, and you want to break it very lightly. So for example, if you're gonna eat chicken wings, eat like 4 chicken wings and a little bit of fries or something like that. Don't eat like a 10-piece order from Popeyes and then oh man, trust me, you're gonna feel terrible. I did that for my fall fast. It was bad.
Yeah, I stopped the fried foods, man. I stopped, fried, and I mostly eat like vegetables and baked.
That's beautiful.
Chicken.
That's perfect. That's perfect. That's what you can break it with fruit. Is usually the recommendation.
Yeah.
Or break it with vegetables, and then a few hours later, maybe have like a light salmon or a grilled chicken. Or
salmon!
Like that.
Wow, man.
You know?
Yeah, I love salmon.
You'll feel amazing, man. I'm telling you.
Sounds good.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But yeah, man, what's going on your end, man? The year's ending. We'll talk more about it next week. But how are you closing out right about now?
Man, we're almost entering a new year.
Yeah, this year went by fast.
And hey, man, like I said, in the past few podcasts, man, I've jumped into the real estate market for Queens, Long Island.
Yes.
I've sold my first house, man.
Congratulations, my brother.
Absolutely.
I'm proud of you.
It's been months since we spoke about it before. I sold my first house.
I'm proud of you, man. How does that feel? What's the feeling like?
It feels great, man. It's, I believed in myself. I knew it could happen. And I just think it's all about speaking it into existence. You know, if you say it's done and you say it happened,
that is a fact.
It will happen.
Even with the music thing with the boys, I spoke it into existence and I said, "This is what they'll be doing." I had no clue. I just had to back it up now, and I wanted to do it. I had the vision to do it.
Exactly.
I had the urge.
If you put it out there, you got to hold yourself accountable.
That's a fact.
The crowd will hold you accountable too because you spoke it in, to the public.
Wise community. This man right here, I consider him to be my equal. This is one of the most hardest working brothers that I have ever known in my life, which is why I consider him to be my best friend. All right, this is a very hard working brother. He's very diligent, very persistent. Even when we're off air and we're preparing for the show, this guy's hard working at his phones, man. He's hot, man. He's blowing up.
Oh, man, I appreciate you, brother. And, it's a beautiful thing to be a part of a podcast with a like-minded brother like you, always focused on the prize. Multifaceted, you're into everything. I mean, I know the audience hasn't, I don't know if they've gotten a taste of it yet, but you've got a special project coming out soon. And,
man. Yes.
I'm already blown away, so I already know that, they'll enjoy it too.
Absolutely, man. I just always trying to just challenge. I love, last thing I'll say, because I know we got to get into the show. Last thing I'll say is I love the challenge of starting from scratch again. I love starting something brand new again and having to struggle through it. Like, oh my gosh, I actually have to work to get good at this? All right, man, I'm going to just keep pushing away and just, all right, I know I'm at the bottom, but the vision is to get to the top, and I'm going to work through this, That humility, that process to have to eat shit again, like Gary Vee always says, to start at the bottom. I feel as if a lot of people don't want to do that, but I enjoy that, So that when I see a look on your face as I did earlier, and you're like, Kevin, you made this? You did this? I'm like, yeah, man, I did. And now I remember all the hours I put behind them. Like, oh man, cool. Like, all right, this is validation. I'm trending in the right direction. Yeah,
and that's another gear that not many people have.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a lot of people can't lock into that gear.
It's a gear.
Yeah, it's a fact, man. I mean, there's always certain traits that separate people from the pack, and you have that trait, man.
Hey, you do too as well, man.
I appreciate that because I already know, man. If certain people would just try to walk in your shoes, they'd be in the hospital.
Hey, man. It's a process. And with that being said,
exhaustion.
Yes, 100%. You have to be crazy like
it needs fluids, man.
It needs fluids. And with that being said, you'll need fluids after this episode because episode 45, Forbidden Fruit, Greed and Lust.
Oh man.
We were talking off air about Mike Tyson, and I'm so happy you brought him up. Because he was someone who was actually very inundated by the process, right? Very inundated, very labored, very beleaguered with the process of having to be the best and the greatest. And because of that, he was this acclaimed fighter, this acclaimed boxer that earned the respect of millions around the world due to his prowess in the ring, right? And we talked about how now having a little bit less, or damn near being broke, or whatever his financial situation may be, he's at peace, he's happy.
Yeah.
So I say all that to say, why do you think humans pursue things that they can't necessarily have? I gotta be the best. I gotta be the best writer of all time. I gotta be the greatest rapper of all time. I gotta be the greatest this, the greatest that. I gotta be the best, beautician, and blah, this and that. I gotta do it, man. I gotta just be the best. And you're driven by that innate desire to want to be the best. And it drives you and it fuels you to certain moments in your life where you might not be tuned in to the people around you.
Right.
You might not be at every family function, family gathering. You might the process itself can sometimes be very toxic.
Right.
So what are your thoughts on that in general? Just being fueled by that greed, or that desire, or that lust to want to be famous, or want to be known for something, or whatever direction you want to spin it in, if you don't mind me asking you.
I think, like you said, I think people just want to be remembered.
Yes.
They want to be remembered. They want to have a legacy.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like just being something is not enough. People want to be the greatest,
right,
the best. Because if you weren't the best, what were you?
Yeah.
Some people are happy being a doctor, but some people are only happy if they're the best in that field.
So let me ask you this question.
Yeah.
Can you have greed and or lust or ambition for anything worth having when it comes to these things? In other words, can it be justified depending on the context of your situation?
Okay, so can it be justified in terms of...
I want to be a doctor. I want to go into practice law, whatever the case may be. I am going to... No, I don't have time to hang out with you now. I don't need to come to these family functions. All you guys are doing is just having a good time, drinking a few beers, cracking jokes, getting bigger bellies, and nothing of... I can't take anything from it. There's nothing of substantial... there's nothing substantial of conversation or anything that is being added that I can take from it and apply to my life. I have to grind. I have to be the best. Yeah. I know everything.
I think if someone views their vision or their path as greater than the things around them, sure. Sure they can, pass up these things, but be careful.
Right.
Because though it may feel like the right decision now, in 20 to 30 years you may regret those decisions of passing up those family functions. Because it feels, you feel like a great person while you're in the moment. I'm focusing on my studies, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And yes, you can only win with immense focus.
Yeah.
But remember, there is a consequence to every action. If you put all of your time into your studies and your craft, you will lose time with family.
Wow.
And people die.
Yes. It's true.
So...
It's true. Time is precious.
Are you okay with losing precious time with family?
Yeah.
Time that you won't get back in exchange for success.
It happens.
Because like we said, that money doesn't make you happy.
Mm-hmm.
So find your balance.
Right.
Because if you're serious about saying screw everyone, and I used to have the same mentality.
Yeah.
And I used to run around saying, screw everything, fuck everything. I'm just going to focus on investing in money.
I remember we had these conversations a few years back, man. Yeah. I was in that same mindset too.
A bit older, a bit more wise. And it's clear that, it's great to focus with laser precision.
Yeah.
But remember, everything has a consequence. If
yes.
you put your all into something, you will lose in another area.
Before we close out today's episode in a few moments, I would just like to say this. I was talking to a coworker last week, and we were talking about him on the elevator, about the late, great Kobe Bryant.
Right.
His death affected me so much, not because he was a star, renowned basketball player, and he was famous, and he was one of the greatest that ever lived in his sport,
right,
and did all these things. No. The reason why I feel some type of way, and the reason why I was so crushed the day he passed, was because the man was in the infancy of living his second life.
Yeah.
All those years, he was playing basketball since he was 6 years old.
Right.
The Pee Wee tournaments, all these things, right?
Yeah.
All those years he sacrificed and he devoted to basketball. He missed out time with his family, maybe going to the father-daughter dance with his daughters, going to their basketball games, doing all these things. And then now he ends his career. He puts his 20 years of service in. He ends on a high note, scores 60 points. He waves to the crowd, says, "I'm done." In future interviews, they ask him if he'd ever go back, and he says, "No, I'm done. I've gave everything I possibly could to the game." And when he said that, I believed him.
Yeah.
And he was flourishing in a second life. He was a father. He was always a father. I'm not trying to downplay him or take anything away from him. But he was spending more time with his kids as a father.
Right.
He was a father that was very involved. He was going to his daughter's basketball games. Right. He was spending more time at home. I'm sure driving the kids to school, doing a lot of things he couldn't do as a dad prior because he was so invested and he was so laser focused into his craft. And he was doing well. Lots of times, these athletes, they tend to lose their personality or their purpose after basketball's over. It's almost as if like they're learning how to crawl again. Like, what do I do? Like they go into shock. It's like a midlife crisis. The man had his own technology firm, and he was creating books for kids. He was doing great things, and it hurt me when his life was unfortunately ended abruptly because I was like, man, this guy didn't even get a chance to devote the second half of life to his family, man.
Yeah.
So what is it all worth in the end?
Right. I'm sure while he was doing it, in his mind, he was doing it for his family.
Right.
In turn to have that taken from him, Yeah, it's tough.
It's so cruel. It's vicious almost.
Yeah, and you know what? And it hits me, man, because life is precious. And you can burn it away thinking that you're doing the right thing.
Yeah, it's true.
And it can end up being all for nothing. Yeah. I mean, sure, it's not all for nothing.
It's not all for nothing.
Because
definitely not.
He left the legacy.
Left the legacy.
And the wealth.
He accrued wealth. He acquired and accrued wealth. Massive wealth.
It's just so crazy because the one thing you can't buy is time.
You can't buy time.
And he was a wonderful person, man. I just hate that it happened to him or to anyone.
Right. But someone of that caliber, someone so devoted to greatness, and you would think that the universe would reward people like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's why I want to work towards balance, man.
Yes, me too.
Time. I always tell people this story, when I spoke at your school, the school you were teaching
spoke at Simpson Waverly, yep.
Yeah, Simpson Waverly, man. And I said to the class, I said, I'll never forget this. I said, who here wants to be rich, right? Mm-hmm. And people raised their hands. That was cool.
Yeah.
And then a young man said, I don't want to be rich. I want to live in a forest. And I said, wow, he gets life.
Right.
He's like, I don't want to, compete for money and fame. I just want to live out my life in a forest.
Right.
Because I'm a simple guy.
Yeah.
And I understand that life is important. I want to live my life instead of running this rat race.
Yeah.
That's what I got out of it.
Yeah.
Young kid taught me that, man. I looked at him, I'm just like, dang. In my mind, I'm like, yo, me too, man.
Right.
Me too.
They say
at the end of the day, all of this means nothing.
It's true.
You can work so hard and then...
No, you're right.
So it's important for us to have that balance, man.
No, you're right. Dang. No, it's true. At the end of the day, all this does mean nothing at the end. And I'm starting to realize the older I get, like, I need to have balance, I need to be able to spend time, with my girlfriend as much as I spend time with my sister, or vice versa. Spend time with my grandma as much as I do with my uncle, or just kind of figure out how to go about not pleasing everybody, but pleasing yourself, knowing that when something does happen tragically, that you made that time.
It's true.
So it's very important.
It's crazy, man.
No,
it's
it absolutely is.
Wow, it's just crazy. We just have to, have that balance, man.
Yeah. So, of all the episodes, we've kind of not been giving word to the wise. I feel as if this is an episode where we actually can give a word to the wise. I'll start off actually. As we close out, my word to the wise is, man, there's so many words that was thrown out here. I don't want to take your word though. I mean, I heard you saying it, but I don't want to take it. I'm going to say, dang, this is really tough, man, because it's a lot when you think about everything that we go through as a society. But my word to the wise for today's podcast is just to enjoy.
Yeah.
Enjoy the time with your family.
It's true.
I honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you. I was very selfish a few years ago. I wasn't really taking time out to enjoy life with my family, man.
Me too.
I was just like, I gotta get it. I gotta be a millionaire before 30.
Yeah.
Now what? I'm a month away from 30, and I'm still nowhere near being a millionaire. So what was all that toxic mindset I was having before, you know?
Yeah.
It was just, I don't know. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So I just say enjoy life, enjoy it every day, you know, take it one day at a time. And as serious as you take your craft, don't take yourself too seriously.
All right.
Don't take yourself too seriously, because Kobe was a very serious guy. A very serious guy when you look at how he looked at the game. And if you would have told him that his time was precious, who knows how he would have reacted. He would have been like, oh man, like I'm done with this. I want to just go spend time with my family then.
Yeah.
Use all that. Forget about being in the NBA Finals. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Who knows? Who knows? And I'm not speaking for Kobe. I'm just saying, who knows what that perspective is.
Right.
Yeah, man. So that's my word to the wise. Enjoy. What's your word to the wise today?
Well, of course, I got to go with balance, man.
Yeah.
You know, just,
I don't want to take that word. It was so good. It was so good.
Man, you just have to be able to really organize your life to the point where you have your hand in many different things. Yes, I'm focused on my goal and my vision, but I have a family that won't be here forever. Yeah. So I want to also put time into them. And I also want to give back.
Yeah.
Because I don't think there's a better feeling than giving back.
Yes, I don't think so either.
Yeah, and I'm not talking about
philanthropy work,
right,
philanthropical work.
And on top of that, I'm not talking about giving someone something while having a camera up, you know, filming yourself doing it. I think that's the sickest thing I've ever seen. Like, are you kidding? You're filming this man while giving it? I can't believe that type of stuff.
Right, yeah, man.
If you're going to give it to him, give it to him. But you're going to film it, it's not for him then.
It's not for him then. It's for you.
Sick stuff, man.
Yeah, real sick stuff.
It's so weird, but yeah, just giving, growing, you know, just nurturing.
Shout out to my homegirl Tay, by the way, one of my coworkers. She likes to use the word sick a lot. Like, that's sick. So Tay, if you're listening to this episode, there's just a lot of sick things out there.
Yeah, shout out to her before I get sued, man. That's her word.
Right.
That's some sick stuff, man.
Sick stuff. Very, very sick stuff. Yeah, man. Yeah, no, this was excellent. I think this was a conversation that needed to be had, man, because so often we have greed or we have lust or we have desire and ambition about things. But so many times you have to ask yourself, if you had 300 days to live at the age of 27, 29, is it really worth it when you could be spending time with your family? You know?
Yeah.
I know we're all chasing that dream, but sometimes we have to understand that the simple things are what matter in life too. Going back to what Mike Tyson said, you know, he was happy. He's happy, man. He's at peace. Yeah. I'm sorry to use the voice like that.
No, that's him, man. That's him.
So shout out to him for saying that to JD Fox. It's real though, real stuff.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to the Wise Guys podcast this week. The Wise Guys, as you already know, we are available on all streaming platforms: Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, Breaker, Stitcher Radio, the whole nine. All right. And next week, oh my gosh, next week, Mark and I will be coming back to you all with our final episode. Man, season 2, man. We're winding down with the final episode, man. I can't believe we've gotten this far.
It's a beautiful thing, man. It's a journey, and getting better and better every episode, man.
100%. So, you know, we couldn't send you off to the Christmas break, right, without hitting you with the final episode of the very second season that we're doing right now. So, guys, just tune in and just keep rocking with us. We appreciate you, and, you know, this is what we do, and we're going to keep it coming. I know one of my boys, Pat, shout out to him. He was like, you know, because he sees you're doing your thing. He sees I'm doing my thing. And he's like, are you guys going to end the Wise Guys anytime soon? I'm like, nah, Pat. I'm like, why you ask? He's like, yeah, because it seems as if you and Mark have your hand in many different pots. You guys are doing a lot of things.
Right.
Like, yeah, well, that's the purpose. That's the goal. We want to have our hands in many different pots, you know? This is just an outlet to just inspire people, to talk to people, to connect with them, and to use this as like a group think tank to kind of like all throw our pots. So like throw within the pot like our ideas and like our thoughts in there. So Pat, definitely. We're just getting started. We're heating up.
Most definitely, man.
All right.
I mean, it's not too much to ask to come together with a like-minded brother and just build, man. I mean,
not at all.
What is it? 30 minutes of our time,
right?
An hour of
every
our time.
week,
yeah.
You know? Of course,
it's a beautiful thing, man.
It's definitely a beautiful thing. So with that being said, this is your boy Kevin Unglad,
and this is Mark Pruden,
and we thank you for tuning in to the Wise Guys podcast. All right, we'll check y'all out next week.
Stay wise, guys.
Peace.